Okay, here we are back in Lulu's garage, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to start sorting these out, okay, and organizing the auction. That means everything we're looking at. But the first thing we have to do, two things we have to do first. Number one, we have to pick what's going to be the the feature lot for this auction, okay? You remember we were thinking about using the old Turk's head there, but the condition is cancel them out. Okay, so has to be in this box somewhere. What do you think? What do you think? I know what I think, and being it, I choose it. But what are you thinking? This is what I'm thinking right there. That's going to be the feature. Okay, that's a cool doorknob. I might take it off the block. I'm not sure. See what the photo comes out. I cleaned that up a little bit with that cleaner and a toothbrush. There was a lot of dirt down in there, so I tuned that up a little bit. So that's going to be the feature. Okay. Okay. So then we have next question is what's going to be the opening lot, and not just the opening lot, but we have to pick the first 10 to 15 lots have to be interesting quality, because that's, people come in, they look at the first 10, 15, 20 lots. I mean, you better put some meat up there, put some power up front, and then then that draws them right into the sale. So what should we do? And we want a variety. We don't just want all doorknobs, but we have to lead off with a doorknob. What are we thinking? I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Bluebirds. Okay, that's a great lot. This was my feature lot last auction. It didn't sell. I had a price way too high, I guess. So I'll cut the price back. And the thing I didn't tell you about this one, and this guy here, I watch these videos after I take them, and I edit them down some. I'm looking at them, and I realize, oh, you dumbo, you didn't like flip these guys over and show people on the back where it's marked Russell and Irwin. See, and that's what you look for. Now, see how that one's kind of worn out, okay? Whereas this is, that's nice and sharp. Russell and Irwin, with the dog knob, there's actually three different marks. So you have to read my book about that. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, you can see. And so what you want to find, you want to see that writing back there is nice and crisp. If it's rubbed out, uh, then to me, that diminishes it. The same thing with the big, what they call the cruising lion, okay, the great big one. That has writing on the back. And see on this one, see it's worn down. Man, you can barely see it in there, okay? One reason is because, somebody polished this thing. Freaking idiot. And when, they polish the writing right off it. But it says, I think it says manufactured by Russell and Irwin. Russell and Irwin Manufacturing Company. That's what it says with some stuff down here. So in terms of, oh yeah, look at this too. Check this out. So in terms of technically that's a big money knob because it's big and dramatic. But man, it's polished up, and the backside is not good. So I don't expect this to bring big bucks, but yeah, you never know. We'll see. Two guys really want it. But check this out. Remember I was telling you about those inserts, so you can reduce the size of a entry spindle down to the size of a passage spindle. Well, somebody did that. Hell, it might have been me. I might have done that and sold this doorknob or something. I don't know. Possible. Years ago. But anyway, so this has writing on the back. Most of the others don't. On the door plate, sometimes they would put the maker's mark, the maker's name, but not on the doorknobs really. And then sometimes they would put the patent date. I've mentioned this 2 or 3 times. I don't know if I showed it to you once. The patent date on the shank. I don't see it there. Let's see if I see it. I see it here. Oh yeah, here you go. There you go. Can you see that? Believe me, it's there. There you go. You can see it on there. So R&E did that on a bunch of their doorknobs. Not all, but sometimes you see that there. Okay, so we have the featured lot, and we have the opening. We have the opening lot. Now in the top 10, we got to put at least one more of these in the old top 10, right? And so you know what I'm gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put, I think I'll put that guy in there in the top 10. And I don't know, I always like to leave some most of the good stuff till the end, because that's, you hope people will hang out to the end and keep bidding to the end, you know? I don't know if it works like that, but that's kind of the way I think. There was a famous auctioneer in Newport when we lived up in Rhode Island. We lived on the other side, right up from Newport there. This guy was 90 years old, auctioneer, legend in his own time. But anyway, he'd get all the big estates. After they sent the good stuff down to New York, all the leftovers, which was mountains of stuff, they'd give it to him, and he'd have these great sales. So he had some power stuff. But often he'd advertise the best thing in a sale, and I mean we could be looking at $100,000, and that would be his opening lot. So if you wanted it, man, you better be there when the auction started. But I don't know. That's not me necessarily. So anyway, we're looking at these. I'm going to go to the next group and see what we have. So we're looking at this group for a few more goodies put in there. Well, certainly, you know, for sure we could put this guy in there. And hey, you know, we could, well, let's see, what did we say? I could put this guy in there for sure at the beginning. And we could put, what do we got here? We could certainly do that. I'm going to put them in this box here. Get my stuff together, kind of. And this and that. Then we come down here because we need more than just doorknobs. So I'm going to put these the Branford, boy, those are great hinges. I'm going to put them in there. I'm going to put, because, you know, these things are colorful. I'm going to put this guy in there. I'm going to put these guys in there. Oh, and something I wanted to show you about this in terms of like age, gives you a clue. The old rosettes, see, they had that special, that brass insert, and then they had a little plate that screwed to the door, and this thing threaded into that plate, and that's what held the rosette onto the door. Okay, so these little guys are separate, and the plates you almost never find, because when people took the doorknobs off, you know, they never unscrewed that little plate. So sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't. But anyway, that tells you that this thing has some age. And like I'm saying, that, and I put the keyhole scotching. That's a great little history set. We'll put that in there. We'll put this in there. And okay, we got that. We got that. All right, we're gonna swing over here. Maybe pick up a couple of these guys, because we have a lot of doorknobs. We don't have too much else. So then after I picked, this is the first group. So I picked those doorknobs, some from the best pile, some from the second best pile. And then I went to all that little stuff because we need a variety. And I pulled out these 5 items here. It doesn't matter what they are. I picked them. And so they're going to go over there. So that gives me 17 items so far. Okay, 17 items so far. Now the deal is, when you when you print your computer and you select the little whatchamacallit sheet, it prints out 32 images per page. So I divide the auction up into groups of 32, and that way when I'm doing it, I just print one page, and that's everything in that little group. So what I do is I have 5 boxes of 32. What does that sound like? 80-20, right? Anyway, 5 boxes of 32 is 150 plus 10 is 160 lots, which is plenty. I mean, I've done auctions with 250 lots, but man, it's a lot of work. So we're going to see what happens. And what I'm going to do here, so I'm working on the first 32, which I kind of hand select those, all right? But after I do the first 32, and I'll show you what I do, after that, I just go randomly, man. I put stuff in, I don't even know what's in there. There's going to be 5 of these bags in every box. I just pick 5, put them in there. Same thing with this. I just put them in, boom, boom. And so there should be, if I did it, perfectly evenly, there will be 2 of these, top lots in every group of 32. I might do that. I might bunch more together. I haven't decided yet. But if I did, it wouldn't really matter. I mean, I'd kind of pick them, but still, it's just a random thing. So now I need to go over here and pull up, because we got to start pushing this stuff into the sale. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to pick out, I need 17 lots. I'm going to see how it goes, and I'm sure I can find them. I just need to be thinking as I go along what's gonna remain, how the rest of the sale is gonna look, and but what I do is I put them in plastic bags. So every lot's in a plastic bag. So then you'll see when I go to take the photos, and I handle them. Every lot's in a plastic bag. So I'm gonna do that. You don't need to watch me do that. But when I'm done, you'll see what I did. Okay, so I went through, put everything in a bag. That's my first box. I have 28 lots in there. So I'm just going to leave that like that, because as we go along, we'll see what we have left over and how this whole thing is laying out. Because I do, especially when it comes to the not the good ones, but the not so good ones, I bulk them up, put a couple, 2, 3 things together, etc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and build 3, 4 more boxes. So every box is going to have a couple of these guys and a few of these guys, etc. And then we'll see where we are after I do a couple more boxes, and I'll be back to you. Well, thanks for watching this episode of how we make doorknob sausage. So next, go bid in the auction. Visit auctions.luludesign.com.